Do you want to catch more bass? Better yet, do you want to catch bass 24/7, 365? Of course, we all do. Stick around, I'm going to show you which rig will have you catching 5 times more bass 24/7, 365. Hi guys, and welcome to Aquaholic Fishing. If you're new here, my name is Randy. Welcome to the channel. Have y'all ever heard of Aaron Martins? Aaron Martins was an incredible bass angler on the Bass Pro Tour who pretty much caught most of his fish using the drop shot rig, where we're using the weight down on the bottom of the water column and we're suspending our bait up inside the water column while keeping that weight in contact with the bottom. Suspending our bait sometimes up there with those suspended fish in order to get more bite opportunities. The drop shot is a simple fishing rig where the weight remains in contact with the bottom of the water column while your bait or lure presentation remains suspended at a predetermined level or depth inside of the water column. When is the drop shot rig effective when bass fishing? Some will say it's only used in finesse scenarios. While you can catch plenty of fish while drop shotting and finessing those bass, there's other ways where you can power fish, fish structure, fish cover, and not just be out there during that time where you're in the open water. What type of terminal tackle do you need in order to fish the drop shot rig effectively? Believe it or not, a weight, a hook, and some leader material is all you need. What hooks I like to use, or do I prefer when fishing with the drop shot rig? I like to use the cover shot from Owner when fishing in any type of cover, hence the name cover shot. Or just the regular Gamakatsu finesse hook, guys. The cover shot, drop shot hook from Gamakatsu is very cheap. The number 1 or the number 2. We're not talking 2-aught, we're talking the number 1 or the number 2 cover shot, drop shot hook, whatever you want to call it. What line type or line size do you use when fishing the drop shot rig? I personally like to use Power Pro braid, high vis braid, because I've got bad eyesight. And I just like the way it performs, and it doesn't really break the bank. In this situation, I got 10-pound test, high vis yellow, Power Pro braided material as my main line. And I usually use Sunline, somewhere between 6, 7, or 8-pound test as far as fluorocarbon, 100% fluorocarbon, as far as tying on my hook and also tying on my weight onto my drop shot rig. You use whatever connection knot you like to use. I like to use the double uni knot when tying my braided line together with my fluorocarbon. Or if you wish, you can just go 100% fluorocarbon, mono, or whatever it is that you're using on your drop shot rig. I don't know if we can get it on there, but you can see that little keeper at the top of this cylinder weight here, right? It's a little cylindrical weight. And that little keeper, you can just push your line through there, your leader material through there, clip it on there, or you can clip it and tie it with a couple of overhand knots, and it'll secure that thing, and you can still make adjustments to it as far as going higher or lower as far as your height or depth inside the water column. The weight I prefer on a drop shot rig are the cylindrical, teardrop, or ball weights. I like to use the 1/16, the 1/8, and the 3/16 ounce for the most part. If you are fishing an extremely heavy current, or if you're fishing extremely deep waters, you might want to go above that 3/16 and go into the quarter or even up to a 1/2 ounce as far as your drop shot weight goes. When I'm out there drop shotting, I like to use a specific rod and reel setup. You use what works for you. Whatever you have out in your garage or your shed or out there in your car will more than likely work. I prefer my 7/6 Shimano Zodia spinning rod paired with my Shimano Vanford 2500 series spinning reel. Whatever you have available will be sufficient. Ensure you have a fast action rod if possible for better sensitivity and nice clear visibility. I have really good fishing success with the drop shot rig. You can also catch in muddy or stained water because remember, you're keeping that weight down inside the water column where everything is dirty, mucky, and nasty, and you're keeping your bait suspended where it might be a little bit more clear and those fish might be actively feeding. As far as baits go, I like to use the straight tail worms, the curly tail worms or grubs, smaller creature baits, panoramas, swim baits, flukes, and so forth. But almost any soft plastic out there when fishing on that drop shot rig will get you bit and will have you catching. Rigging my soft plastics on the drop shot rig, I like to Texas rig them to keep them weedless and out of the thick vegetation. I also like to use nose hooking. Nose hooking is a very good open water presentation where you're going to get bit a lot by those big, beautiful bass. How do I work it, or how do I present it? I cast my line out there, I get my weight where I can feel it touching the bottom, and I'll reel in, kind of just drag that weight. So as the weight's touching the bottom, you can visualize that minnow just kind of swimming along with that bait. But remember, the weight's down in that mud, muck, rock, whatever's on the bottom, grass, and your bait's out here. It looks like just a beautiful natural presentation, whether it's a fluke, whether it's a straight tail worm, whatever it is. Do not overwork your baits. You don't have to overwork them. You don't have to be aggressive. You can simply leave it in one spot where you know the fish are at and just hit the butt of your rod, just give it a little bit of a shake. It doesn't have to be overly active and aggressive. If the fish are wanting that, if the bass are wanting that, be a little more aggressive. Be a little more active if they are active like that as well. If you're finesse fishing them, nice, slow, and methodical. All right, guys, I think I've covered almost everything there is to cover as far as the drop shot rig. If I haven't, leave a comment down below and I'll try to get back to you and answer that. Get out there, try the drop shot rig. If you're about 1% smarter and you've learned something on this video, please hit the like, the comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff to help support the channel, and I will continue to bring cool content your way just like this. We'll see you guys on the next one.